What's up guys, Meredith with AmericanTrucks.com, and today we are checking out this Aerocab Marker Light in Texture Black, fitting on 2019 and newer Silverado 1500s. Now, amber lighting is great to keep your truck noticeable, especially in inclement weather conditions, and this is going to be a super low profile option if you want the addition of accessory lighting, but you like the simpler aesthetic rather than the bigger and flashier lights. Now, while it is smaller, this is still going to be very bright, which is great if you want a balance of being noticeable whenever your truck is out on the road, the work site, or the dirt, while also keeping a very sleek appearance to your Silverado. Now, this is going to feature 5 LED light clusters in this small strip of lighting here. And like I mentioned, that amber light won't just be more noticeable simply because of its placement, but the warmer hue will allow other drivers to see your truck a little bit better. Now, the LEDs will also be very efficient with their low draw energy design, and it's going to create that incredibly long lifespan out of the LED so you can enjoy this mod for years to come. Now, the housing on the outside will be pretty low profile as well, offering that sleeker appearance than the larger light bars, and will have a custom molded design around the windshield for flush fitment. Now, both the light strip and the housing for it are going to be able to take some abuse on and off-road. This is going to be made of a Duraflex 2000 TPO material, which essentially is a rigid and very resilient molded plastic material. Now, the light will also have more of that rubbery plastic housing that's going to be sealed to protect those LEDs inside and prevent any fogging or condensation inside of this lens here. Now, the housing or the actual molded piece that's going to attach to the windshield is made with a matte black textured finish, which is going to be very similar to other OE style plastics, but because of the material, you will be able to paint match this with, of course, the right prep and prime. Now, this will also have a pretty straightforward install, considering that it does have 3M tape on the back to attach this to the top of the windshield and on the back of the light bar here, so you can ensure that that's going to stay in place. Now, what I do like about this kit is that it does come with a rubber gasket here to cover up the wires, considering the wires do have to span from the top of the windshield to the engine bay, so that's going to create a very clean appearance. Now, this will require some wiring, but it is going to be fairly simple, and we'll show you how to do that in just a minute, so you won't have to be too intimidated by the wiring process. Now, this kit will come in at around $250, and I don't necessarily think that that's a bad price for what you're getting out of this. Now, compared to other choices, this is going to be very sleek, it's going to be subtle, and very stylish in my opinion, while other options may still be stylish, but just be bigger in size or require a bit more work than this kit. Now, this, however, will not require a bunch of extra work, coming in a straightforward and very easy to install kit if you don't want anything that's going to be too complicated, and again, want to keep it simple as far as styling when adding amber lighting to your Silverado. Now, install is going to be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Like I said, it is fairly easy. It should take you about 45 minutes to get the job done with some basic hand tools as well. Now, at this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how to get this onto your Silverado at home. So that is going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install, you need wire crimpers, wire strippers, the cleaning material supplied for the paint, diagonal cutters, a trim tool, and paint safe tape. All right, today we're gonna be installing some cab lights on our Silverado, so let's get started. All right, before we install this onto our truck, first thing we need to do is install our lights onto our plastic trim. So what we need to do is we need to run our wiring through the hole down here, and then take our 3M tape and attach the lights to the front. All right, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna peel it back a little bit and then just fold the edge up so we can start attaching it and then peel it as we go. All right, and just push all the way along, just make sure it's nice and secure. All right, next what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our A-pillar trim that's gonna hide the wire. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the top We're not gonna peel the tape off yet, we're just measuring because we will need to trim it. So just run it along, hold it in place. Find out where you need to trim it, right above this plastic trim. Grab a pair of diagonal cutters. Now we can feed our wire through this section. All right, what we're gonna do is now we're going to run our wire through the piece that we trimmed. If you need to, get some tape and tape it down just so it stays straight to make it easier to fish it through. All right, what we need to do now before we install it is we need to prep our paint. So we're gonna prep our A-pillar and our roof. The kit does come with its own cleaner and prep, but we're gonna use our own. So we're just gonna grab a microfiber and our cleaner and just clean our paint up. All right, and just make sure you get all the way across the front of the vehicle. All right, now we're going to install our light on our top. What I did was I put some tape on the roof so we could just have our locating marks, if that helps you out. And then we also peeled the corners back from the tape on each section, just so when we lay it flat, we can peel it while it's flat. All right, now when you flip it over, just make sure that the wire runs out the side and doesn't run out the bottom. And then we can just locate it in place and pull our tape away. All right, now just go to the other side and do the same thing. All right, now that we got the top secured, what we can do is we can run our A-pillar trim. What we're gonna do is tuck our wire just a little bit in the front of the windshield, peel this tape back so we can start peeling with it down. Stick the top on, and then just work your way down. All right, now to continue running the wire, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our trim tool. We're just gonna pop this trim on the windshield back. Just pull back a little bit, get the trim tool in there. And there's 2 locking tabs that hold it in place. And then just run your wire underneath them and put the trim back in place. All right, now we just need to put a couple connectors on for our wiring. What we're gonna wire ours up as, we're gonna put a quick connector on our headlight harness and a spade connector that plugs into it. The quick connector clamps over the wire and the spade connector plugs right in the back. So we're gonna put our spade connectors on our ends here. We're gonna strip back our wires and then crimp them on. All right, we can now install our wiring. What we're gonna do is we're gonna wire into our headlight harness, into our marker lights. Just make sure you check the wiring diagram before so you know which wires you're going into. So we are going to pull our harness up. And as you see, we already have our quick connectors on here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug our black into ground and our red into power. All right, and then plug your harness back in.
So that's going to wrap it up for my review and the install of this Aerocab marker light in texture black, fitting all 2019 and newer Silverado 1500s. And you can find this right here at AmericanTrucks.com.